Well, good morning, everyone. I really appreciate you taking the time this morning to join us for this Training Tuesday. We're going to get fit with Brendan Vacations, which I'm sure you all know stands for Free Independent Travel Styles. This month is extra special because I invited Sarah Hamilton to join us today. She is our Brendan Vacations expert, and she will be diving deep into the really cool travel styles that are available with Brendan that aren't really available on any of our other brands. So I'd like to introduce you all to Sarah Hamilton. Sarah?
Hi, thank you so much. Hello, everyone. Good morning, bright and early for you guys over in the West Coast. My name is Sarah Hamilton, and I am the sales manager for North America, one of the sales managers for North America that works along with our wonderful Jose and TTC team. You may know some of you already, and if not, I am from a little village outside of Dublin. If you've been to Ireland, between Dublin and Belfast, but I now live here over in New York. You can take the girl out of the country, but you can't take the country out of the girl, I tell you that. So a big Céad Míle Fáilte, which is 100,000 welcomes. And that's what we want your guests to experience when they come to our wonderful Celtic Isles. With Brendan Vacations, we are anything in a kilt. That's how you're going to remember us. We're the Ireland and Scotland experts. And no matter where or how your clients want to travel, we have them covered. We do have our guided vacations, but also our independent travel styles, as I mentioned today. And we're going to go through each of the travel styles and just talk a little bit about it. But the one thing that really makes us so special and for Brendan to stand out is we connect your clients to the real heartbeat of the Celtic Isle, which is the people. And how do we do that, you might ask? Well, we have a wonderful team over in Dublin on the ground behind that little blue door in Merrion Square. And there you see the fabulous Banrian, which is Irish for Queen, Catherine Riley, that's what I call her, with the fabulous white hair. And she heads up our team in Dublin, an Irish native. She has been making and keeping friends within the Irish and Scottish hospitality community for more than 35 years. So there really is no one better to take your clients personally than the locals who call this place home. So we have a wonderful team of dedicated travel experts sitting behind the blue door and also over here on this side of the pond. And you have your dedicated sales managers as well, all here to support you to make sure we can handcraft that itinerary for your clients and our guests, bringing their story to life. Now, I like to say, and I just, you travel advisors, I have to give you a big round of applause, or bula bus as we say in Irish, because you guys you're supposed to know the whole world. How do you do it? I just don't know how you do it. But there is an Irish saying that they say that the Irish put the story in history. So thank you for telling our Celtic story, and we are here to help you with that, because we know a lot about two little places. So let's take that off your plate and handcraft that, because you guys have so much to do and we're so appreciative of that, but we're here as your support. With Brendan Vacations, you may know, you may this be the first time you've heard of us. Feel free to ask questions there in the chat, anything at all that comes up, because I said there's a lot to know about two little small places. We have traveled for every style and every occasion. So private chauffeur, luxury self-drive, locally hosted rail, and the guided. So we'll go into a little bit more in-depth into each of these travel styles. But what really we do with these travel styles is we want to get our guests and their travel needs. Because we know, and you know, that none of us fit perfectly into the travel needs box that we are often tempted to squeeze in. So our travel needs really depend on our interests, who we're traveling with, are we celebrating something, how decadent their mood and their bank account may be, and what stage in life they're in. So our Celtic experts are going to ask those questions, and we want you to ask your guests those questions too. The more information that we have, the more amazing itinerary that we can put together and make those dreams come true for them and handcraft that perfect vacation to Ireland and Scotland. And really, in the heart of everything we do, we want to make sure we're making travel matter, which is so important to us. We recognize our responsibility to create a positive impact on the planet we call home and the people we visit and the wildlife we encounter. This is so important that we are incorporating this into our itineraries. For example, I'm just going to go through a couple of them. So beyond the bridge, up in Northern Ireland with the wonderful Mark Rogers and the Giant's Causeway. Now, I have lots of folklore stories to tell you about the Giant's Causeway, but that's another day's story. We don't have time today, so I could chat all day with you. But again, listening to those stories and bringing the destination to life. Or down with a Burren farmhouse, which is really a unique guide experience of one of the most distinctive UNESCO designated landscapes in Europe. So it's really important that we bring these people, bring our guests to these places and make a difference to the people and the places that we visit. Now, throughout the world, there's so many people who claim Irish ancestry, and that is so incredible. I think there's over 120 million people that claim Scottish or Irish heritage. So building a bridge to one's history is a deeply important journey for many to take, and we're really here to help in every step of the way. If they want to come to Ireland and they want to meet a genealogist and learn about their roots, maybe go and visit the little village, classic little village like where I'm from, where there's 3 pubs and 25 houses. They want to go to that area. Let's handcraft that itinerary and take them to the places where their great-grandparents used to roam the streets. So that is so amazing. And I actually have a quick story if that's okay, if I have time now to tell it. I actually got to go and meet a genealogist in the Epic Centre recently, and she traced back my heritage, which is amazing. But she told me a story. She had this couple. They came in, and the lady came. She had as much information as possible, and she knew that the family was from up in Northern Ireland somewhere, but she wanted to get maybe know exactly where to go. So the genealogist Fiona, she was able to narrow down where to go and what streets that her great grandparents were from. So this couple are on a self-drive, and they thought, sure, we'll go up and have a visit and see what this village is like. So they go up anyway, and really, as I said, really quiet, a very beautiful rural part of the country. And they were just walking along the village, and somebody stops them and says, "Oh, you guys aren't from here. Can I help you with anything?" And they said, "We're just here. My great grandfather was from this area, and we're from America, and we're just visiting." And then they started asking questions, and what happened was they realized this person they met was their third cousin. So what that turned into, this third cousin got all the relatives at home, because we have such tight community and we don't venture too far in Ireland, got all the family together, and that even they had a celebration for the relations. Incredible. So these stories are just gonna make memories that will last a lifetime. Anyway, that's just one of these wonderful stories that we have of people coming to Ireland and Scotland and tracing their roots. But if you have guests that do want to come and walk in the footsteps of their Celtic clan, let's put that together for them. Now, I'll just be honest, right? Growing up, right, the food I had, it was boiled potatoes, roast beef, veggies, and my potatoes reboiled again. The palate wasn't very diverse at all. But the Celtic culinary scene has dramatically changed over the last few years now, much to the delight of myself and my family and my friends and to visitors. So now we can take guests on journeys for food tours, going to distilleries. Rumour has it us Irish like a bevy or two. So we have gin distilleries, we have the Guinness storehouse. We can incorporate these kind of experiences into your guest itinerary to really make it so special for them. And it's where the old meets the new. We're over 5,000 years old. So imagine the history that is there, and the culture and the folklore, everything that we can bring the destination from the old into the new. Now, talking about Catherine, I introduced her earlier. We have what's known as Catherine's Collection. Now, over 35 years, she has maintained long-standing relationships with Ireland and Scotland's top hoteliers and proprietors, so that we can have access to the finest accommodations throughout your client's stay. In every region that we visited, there are a variety of accommodations, each hand-selected by Catherine and her team. So you know that your guests are going to stay in the most beautiful properties, from castles, hotels, manors, B&Bs. And we can mix and match those properties in our independent travel styles, or F.I.T travel styles. So we'll talk a little bit about that in a few minutes. But we really cover every single corner. And not only does Catherine's collection involve properties, we also involve experiences that we can incorporate into the itineraries to bring that destination to life. As I mentioned, Catherine has these long-standing relationships, and I'm not joking. You go down the street with Catherine anywhere in Ireland, and everyone knows her. She knows everyone. To tell you, she is like she's the embodiment of Celtic expertise and having that relationship. And we're so fortunate that we have Catherine, and she's built these relationships with proprietors all over the country. So some examples of properties that we can incorporate into the F.I.T itineraries. Again, they'll vary to destination and to property type, castles, hotels, and manors. You can find a list of all that's available on our website in our property search. We'll show you that in a little bit later. But I'm just going to give you a few examples. Stunning Adair Manor, Dromoland Castle, Applecroft House B&B. We've got Ballyfindomane over in Scotland. Not in Scotland, Ballyfindomane in Ireland. We've got the Davenport over to Scotland. We got the Barclaydean Castle. This is supposed to be haunted. That's another story. And then we have the Inverlochy Castle Hotel and the Isle of Eriska. And of course, our pride and joy. There she is, my future retirement home, Ashford Castle. Isn't she lovely? They're gleaming away. But this is just some examples of properties that we have, and you can find more information online. I could talk all day, as I said, and I'm very conscious of your time today. Now, I get this question all the time. Sarah, what is the best time of year to send my clients to Ireland or Scotland? We say anytime. I was there in January and it was 80 degrees. 40 in the morning and 40 in the evening. Yes, I love my dad jokes. I apologize for that. But honestly, it never gets too hot or too cold. Now, the advantage, of course, of traveling in the summer months is that you'll have longer spells of sunlight in the evening, sometimes until about 10 o'clock. And then the advantage in the winter or the cozy season is that more first choice properties are available. And I want you to know the holiday season around Ireland is amazing. Think of the big peat fires and they got hot whiskies or the cup of teas, whatever it is. You know, it's really a great time. I was back in January now. It wasn't 80 degrees, but we were out and about. We were doing hikes. We stayed over in Ashford and it was beautiful. So really, any time at all is a great time. It's when your client would like to travel and what their priorities are. We do have some women-only trips available in Ireland and Scotland. This will be on our guided vacations and more. You can reach out to us for any more information on that. We have the Enchanting Emerald Isle and the Highland Trail. But moving on to our independent travel styles. And this is where we really handcraft those itineraries to make sure that we are really getting those questions asked and tailoring each unique itinerary. As I mentioned to you, I know sometimes it can be very daunting thinking, I don't know every part of the countries and doing an F.I.T. Let us take care of that for you. We have the experts both here and over in Ireland that we can create that. Now, luxury. I want you to think of exclusive activities, stunning properties, and that private guests who might want to travel. So we would recommend that they travel on a private chauffeur. Now, this is fully customizable and it includes exclusive access and experiences and activities, as well as stays and incredible accommodations. They will be traveling with a professional chauffeur as their personal guide. So they're going to have a friend with them throughout their time in Ireland or Scotland. You know, this is where it's perfect for really the clients that, who maybe they want to celebrate something really special, or they're used to this kind of travel style, having those exclusive experiences. It's a really incredible way to travel. As I mentioned, they can go anywhere in Ireland and in Scotland and traveling with a private chauffeur. We can do any size for this travel style. All we do is increase the size of the luxury vehicle. So one person to 20 people, 200, we just increase the size of the luxury vehicle. And, I get asked, oh, Sarah, can they do this? They want to do this in Ireland. They want to do that in Scotland. 99% of the time, we are able to offer it on the private chauffeur. So always, always ask. Now, again, I talked about it's completely customizable, so they can stay in all castles if they want. They can stay in manors, mix it up, have a B&B, however, whatever kind of accommodations they may like. But it's so important that we're including those exclusive experiences to really make it a wow time in Ireland and Scotland. For example, over in Ashford Castle, they have this falconry where this stunning, majestic hawk will like soar from the sky and land on the perch of an arm. It's amazing, a once in a lifetime experience. Or go and see the lovely Tracy. She is so cute. She's got this gorgeous little thatched cottage up in Strandford Lough. She's adorable. You won't want to leave. The clients won't want to leave when they're there. And they get to roll up their sleeves and they get to make some of her 15s or some scones. A really exclusive experience and something really, really special. And who doesn't love having some fresh Irish homemade goods as well? Or over in Scotland, and they want to go to Culloden battlefields and learn about the army or learn about the battle in 1746. And here also, if you have clients who want to find their ancestry over in Scotland, we can connect them up to a genealogist at the Culloden battlefield as well. If you've been to Edinburgh, you'll see the beautiful Edinburgh Castle. It's like, it's seemingly like growing from the center of Edinburgh. It's like a fairy tale. It's beautiful. But with the private chauffeur, we can offer those exclusive experiences as well, like a tour. So again, think of luxury and the exclusivity. And how we find these activities, we have hundreds and hundreds that we can offer that are available. You can see some of them on our website, or else just ask. And it's all about asking those questions to your guests and making sure we're tailoring exactly what they want to do and see when they're there. Now, maybe they don't know exactly what they want to do. No worries. We have so much experience. We'll make sure it's going to be the best time that they can imagine. Now, also, we have our golf vacations. And they say, St. Andrews is the home with golf. But us Irish perfected it. I'm only kidding. I'm terrible at golf. I really can't make that joke. But we do have incredible golf courses over in Scotland and in Ireland. And maybe you have clients who want to come and play a bit of golf. No problem. We can do that on our luxury self-drive in Ireland, which I'll talk about, and our private chauffeur. All they got to do is bring their wee shoes. We will organize everything else, the tea times, the clubs, and the whole itinerary. Now, just to note, because the golf courses, there's people from all around the world want to go and play golf. So what we tend to do is book the golf courses first, and then as it's with a private chauffeur, we get to build the whole itinerary around it. And it's great even if you maybe have a family that want to travel and one person wants to golf. What we can do is send the golfers off for the day, and the rest of the clan traveling can go and do something amazing with the private chauffeur, one of the wonderful other activities that we offer. So again, we offer the golf in Ireland and Scotland. In Ireland and Scotland, both the private chauffeur, and in Ireland, we have the luxury self-drive, which we'll talk about next. So we did mention the private chauffeur. I said it's, those exclusive experiences, and you're with a storyteller. Well, this is similar, except you're driving on your own. So that for the guest who really wants total independence, but, they have that support, and we can pre-book the accommodations and the experience, and they like to have those exclusive experiences as well. So again, only available in Ireland. They'll be driving a luxury car. Think of them driving around the glens of Antrim or over the wild Atlantic way, their hair blowing in the wind in a stunning car and having exclusive experiences there. This is for them. And an example of an experience that we would offer is, the Guinness Storehouse. So the Guinness Storehouse, we can do this on every travel style. But with the luxury self-drive, we can actually offer a connoisseur experience. So again, something that's a bit more exclusive than our regular other travel styles. And again, we talked about Beyond the Bridge earlier with Mark. And again, something that's going to make it really unique for them. So exclusivity. We can map out the whole itinerary. They can change from castles, manors, hotels, however they want to travel, stay when they travel, we can offer that. Now, there's really any type of client can travel there. So maybe think of like some honeymooners that want to go and explore, they want the independence and but want to splash out celebrating, or maybe they want to find their ancestry and they want to have that luxury travel style. There really is something for everyone, and how we can incorporate that into each of our travel styles too. Now you're thinking, they sound great, and I actually get a lot of, maybe you get a lot of self-drives, regular self-drives, and they're not too bothered about having the exclusivity. They just want to go and roam the beautiful 40 shades of green throughout the Celtic Isle and over in Scotland up in the Highlands. Well, self-drive is a great way for them to travel. So, think of someone who really who values their independence, they're a bit of an adventurer, and we can organise and pre-book the accommodations, ensuring that their car rental is ready to go, and it really allows them to go on the open road, but have that mapped itinerary to where we will take them. Again, different to the luxury self-drive, it wouldn't be any private experiences. So, for example, if they wanted to do a food tour, on a private chauffeur, they could do a food tour and have a private, just that group traveling. If they want to do a food tour and a self-drive, no problem. We'd send them at a certain time with other people from the group. So that's how it kind of differs between the luxury self-drive, the chauffeur, and the regular self-drive. And we will pre-book all the accommodations. They want to stay in castles, manors, hotels, B&Bs. They want to mix and match them. That's no problem. And it's, again, finding out what their preference is. And, if they want to go and maybe do some hiking and biking in Killarney, I did it recently. It was amazing, beautiful, up by Torque Waterfalls. They get to revel in the spectacular Irish landscape. Or maybe they want a bit of a Game of Thrones fans. Maybe they're big movie buffs and they want to go to these areas. And if they're Game of Thrones fans, we can go to Winterfell Castle, which is about half an hour, 30 minutes north of Belfast. And they get to go and put on the cape, do some axe throwing. So again, it's personal to how your clients, like what their preferences are and how they want to travel. So they're really independent. They want to do this themselves, drive themselves too. Or over in Scotland, they want to do a bit of a Highland safari as well. So this is so cool because they get to explore the heart of the Highlands, and they can have this Land Rover off-road experience with a kilted Highlander, and it's really, really cool. So again, these are just some sample activities that we can put together into our guests' itineraries, depending on what questions you've asked or we've asked, to get to really knuckle down what their preferences are. Now, moving on to our locally hosted rail. And this is really for, people who want to travel on their own, but never alone. That's how I like to describe it, on your own, but never alone. So, this is, with the locally hosted rail, we get to connect an independent travel style with that local support. We'll help select the must-see cities and favourite accommodations. And when the guests arrive at that destination, an expert local host will greet them with a treasure trove of ideas on what to do, taste and see while they're in that city. And then they'll have the independence to go again, jump on the train and go to the next destination and meet the next local host. Now, just to let you know, you'll see on our website that our two very small places, and we don't have the rail the whole way around. So where there's areas where we don't have rail, you'll see that we actually have a chauffeur to take them to the next destination. So this is like semi-customizable because the train only goes in the one direction, so we have to book that direction. But we can change the amount of days in that area and the amount of activities they want to do. Now, like I said, they'll be traveling alone, but never alone. So that means that a local host in each city will be waiting for them once they arrive at their hotel, sit with them for an hour, however long they need, and then give them all the tips from their place, where they're from. So they could be born and raised in Dublin, live there for a long time, and off the client goes on their own. They have a great old time, and they make their way to the train station, then go to the next destination and meet their next local host from that area. For example, Killarney, someone who's born and raised there or has lived there. Now, if you think, it might be a bit daunting, I get this question, the train stations, is it hard to navigate? I'm telling you, you go in, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Everything's laid out, very easy peasy, not like here where I still get lost at Penn Station. It is so simple to navigate in Ireland. It's great for that independent traveller who, likes to travel on their own, but that little bit of security knowing a Brendan host is in the city that they're visiting as well. So we incorporate the activities that they want to do. So we mentioned food tours, or they want to go see the Titanic in Belfast, or they want to go and do a Doomed, Dead and Buried tour over in Scotland, which is it's down underneath the Edinburgh Castle. It's really, really cool. Or the new Johnny Walker experience as well. It's like this multi-sensory tour through their 200-year history, and They call it A Journey Through the Flavors of Scotland. Now, just to note, actually, these we're talking about the Johnny Walker experience, the Guinness Storehouse. Now, we have people who don't like to have like alcohol. And that's totally fine. We do offer these experiences offer non-alcoholic choices as well. And in the Guinness Storehouse, you can actually do the Guinness Zero and pour your pint. And over in Johnny Walker experience, you can get non-alcoholic beverages too. So that's our F.I.T travels. And I'm telling you, I know there is a lot there, but you can always reach out to us for any more questions you may have. We also have upcoming national seminars with go into more depth of each of the travel styles. Just want to briefly touch on our guided vacations. You may have booked a guided before. This is where everything is taken care of. We plan everything. The guest just comes and sits back, relax. We see those iconic sites. We will stay in beautiful properties, dive into culture, and connect with locals along the way. Now, we do have, just so you know, we do have guests who would travel on the guided vacations, and then they want to come and, add on a private chauffeur. They want to go and maybe visit their ancestry. So we can mix and match those accommodations and experiences with our travel styles. So we can also do that for them too. And you'll be able to see on our guided, where they go, north of Ireland, south of Ireland, England, Scotland, some in London, and how, maybe we're not hitting those places that your clients want to travel. Well, let's add a travel style to that. And we do that with a minimum of 3 days in the travel style. And of course, traveling with family. We can travel with family, on our guided vacations, but we can travel also on, private chauffeur. Think of a multi-generational family that want to travel. Grandparents, the parents, the kids. We just increase the size of the luxury vehicle. They want to drive themselves. They want to take a train. Having that family experiences and adding in those activities, we can offer that too. Now, that's a bit about our travel styles. I know there's a lot. I'm very conscious of time, but just a wee couple of tools for you. We have our brochure available if you haven't seen it yet. It can also be downloaded on our website. You can have a look. We'll follow up with some links. If you need any marketing support at all, Jose is there to support you. Anything at all that you need, some social media, whatever it is, please let us know. We do have more trainings. The Celtic Classroom is fantastic, little bite size. It's videos, they're amazing, more in depth about Brendan and the destinations too. We have national seminars coming up, and we'll follow up with the links to that. The first one is next week, and then it kind of goes into more in depth of each of the travel styles. On our activity and property search, you can find these online. We'll send a link also, as I mentioned, that we can mix and match all activities and properties, narrow it down to the travel style and the type of place, the type of activity they want, and where they want to go. Ireland, Northern Ireland, Scotland. Another great way to travel in Ireland and Scotland is with groups. As I mentioned, we can do any size, and we are here to support you. So if you have a group and you're thinking, oh, fantastic, let's do that. We'll help you with the landing pages, the event support, and then Jose or myself or one of Brendan's team can host one of these evenings if you want to do a virtual evening and get people excited to talk about it and get the group going. That's a great option as well. So we have plenty of support for you too. So that's a big Gareva Mila Maihagot, which is thank you from me. I'm sorry, I could have chatted all day. You could stay here. I'm going to have to come on again, Jose, and just open it up for hours.
I'm happy to invite you back because that was way more in depth than I could have gone, Sarah. So I really appreciate you jumping on and helping us out. So that's awesome. But yeah, I just want to tell all my travel agents watching, Sarah, Luke, and Katie are our Brendan Vacation Sales Experts, and they're always available to help. If you guys have any in-depth questions that, I do my best to answer as much as I can, but they're always available too, and they cover pretty much all of our different territories, so they're always available to help. Yeah, she covered all of the wonderful travel styles that we offer with Brendan that obviously are not available through any of our other brands. And I just want to encourage you guys, kind of throw out an incentive for you too, that if anybody on this virtual call is able to book any self-driver travel style, the F.I.T travel styles, I'm going to throw in an extra $50 Visa gift card for you just to kind of encourage you guys to get out there and get started. But yeah, beyond that, as she mentioned, groups are a wonderful way to explore Brendan Vacation options, and we are available for any live events or virtual events. If you feel that it could help you grow your group booking, just reach out to us and we're more than happy to help. Beyond that, I'm just going to turn it over to the chat here. I see some people typing, and I'm happy to answer any questions. And I appreciate it, Sarah. You're right at the 30-minute mark, so you absolutely nailed it. So great job on the presentation.
Thanks.
All right, I see some people typing here. I think Susan's typing. Yeah, if you have any additional questions, feel free to throw them in the chat. I'll give it a few moments here to come through. And then for those of you, I do post these Training Tuesdays on a YouTube channel that I've started as well. So if you want to recap, you can always go on there. Susan says, great webinar. Thank you, Sarah and Jose. Have a great day. Thank you, Susan. I appreciate you guys joining live. Sheila's typing something here. Any questions? Oh, Melody, thank you. This was great. I'm happy to help, Melody. Thank you. Well, if that's it, everyone, I really appreciate you joining us. Yes, thanks again. Hoping we, see you guys out there booking Brendan vacations, and please reach out to either myself or Sarah if you have any additional questions. But thanks again for attending this live Training Tuesday, okay?
Thank you, everyone.
Okay,
Have
bye.
a great one. Bye.
Bye, everyone.